It's June, and that means whether we're planning a summer vacation or working in the fields in the heat, one eye is always on the weather. We're already 3 named tropical storms deep this year, Kristen, and hurricane season just began about a week ago.
That is true. But however, it's not the rainfall that we need to be concerned with. Neil Melancon now joins us for this week's Bottom Line. And Neil, you say it's actually a pattern of dryness that the markets are worried about.
Right. It's weird with all this rain that we're thinking about this dry pattern coming up, but that's a dry pattern that we're looking at down the line. Speculators in the markets really aren't looking at the next 7-day forecast. They're looking at a possible La Nina weather pattern that may induce heat and dryness in August and September that could damage the soybean crop. Now, possible, may, and could, a lot of maybe words there. And if you've watched the weather forecast, you know there's no safe bet on it. Yet, that is what these market speculators are doing, jacking up the price for beans on long contracts that are just shy of the all-time record. And it really doesn't have to do with confidence in that dry weather so much as it has to do with the market conditions now. Up until recently, the dollar was strong, oil and the Dow Jones were weak. This put many traders in the farm commodity business who don't really care what happens with the crop. All they know is the economy seems to be turning the other way right now, with the Dow and oil gaining traction. And if it keeps going that way, we will very likely see a lot of these long positions being sold to put money back into the stock market. The bottom line is we've yet to see fundamentals such as weather and supply really control the market this year so far. The one time they may do so is more on that June 30th report from the USDA, where a number of traders are predicting a big turnaround in the markets, especially if we see a big shift from acres and from corn into beans. And guys, of course, you know that La Nina, we don't know if it's going to materialize. And the big thing is the price right now of soybeans is based on that 82 million acre soybean figure. So it's if we have 82 million acres, if a La Nina pattern emerges, and if it's dry in August and September, then we may see a reduction in yield. That's a lot of factors that may not come into play.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd want to be an economist working on that equation. It's just a little too much in the way of variables.
Yep, sure is.
Thank you very much, Neil Melancon. Well, that does it for this edition of TWILA. Over the next 3 weeks, we'll bring you encore episodes of TWILA. That's because I'll be off to Washington, D.C. on assignment. Then we'll be in New Orleans for the 94th annual meeting of the Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation. Then it's the 4th of July weekend, so we're going to spend some much-needed time with our families. I hope you understand.
During that time, we'll be posting to social media a lot, especially during the Farm Bureau Convention. So to keep up with what we're doing, follow us on Instagram and Twitter and like us on Facebook. Of course, you can watch all of our stories online on our website, twilatv.org.
For all of us here at TWILA, thank you for joining us. We hope to see many of you in person at the LFBF Convention.